So, got some requests from people wanting to see how my fry are doing. I got Dasher, my faithful sidekick here. And I thought, why don't we jump into it and see how my fry are doing. So I figure I'll start off with the fry that I rescued from my store. These are actually the Mollies. They've gotten really big recently. I mean, they're no longer really fry anymore. They're definitely juveniles, but this is one of the first group that I saved from the filtration system. They got sucked up in there trying to avoid being eaten. And it's weird because those first ones, only the black ones survived, even though it was black and white Mollies. This is a newer batch that I saved, which seemed to all be white. I still haven't figured out. I did get a few guppies somehow in there because we have a few tanks hooked up to the same system. So these, I still don't know if these are guppies. Some of them look like guppies, some of them look like Mollies. And also, let's see if I can find them. I have, I put up on my Instagram some pictures of some Cory cat babies, little fry, that I found on some plants that I was about to toss out. So there's a couple Cory fry in here. Can't seem to find any at the moment. They're probably in that little bit of subwasser tang. They like to stick in there. But also, I was just acclimating and getting ready to pop in. Got a new batch that I saved today from my store. This one's actually mixed. Got like 2 or 3 black Mollies and some more either white Mollies or guppies. But other than that, let's move on over here. Sorry, my room's kind of a mess right now. Got some half-beak fry. Out of the half-beak fry, before I was able to figure everything out, they kept escaping through there, so I had to sacrifice a net and cut it up and put it in there to stop them. These guys are obviously too big now to fit through there, but they were really tiny at first. Let's see, where's the other one? There's 2 or 3 in here. But yeah, hopefully they'll be big enough soon I can move them back in with the adults. I did notice in here in my little mixed rasbora tank, which is also a shrimp tank, but the shrimp seem to be hiding. Lately I had been noticing some of the chili and strawberry rasboras had some fry. It's not a fry, but that's definitely smaller than what I got these guys as, so that one was born in here. But I don't know, around here I have been seeing some little ones popping up, especially now that with all the fry that I've been having, I constantly have baby brine hatching in here. And now that I feed baby brine all the time, it's so much protein, especially for the smaller guys, that they seem to be breeding a lot more. So that's a nice little tip. Here are some rainbow fry I have. I can't remember the specific name of them, but they're turquoise rainbow fish that I got from Gary Lang. I had started filming a video on exactly how I hatched them from eggs and got them into all this, but I never really put that video together, so because I've been really busy. These guys are about to move into a big tank within the next, probably tomorrow, I was planning on, because they're way too big to fit in here anymore. But these are my angel fry. I think this is my 2nd or 3rd batch from my mating pair. As you can see, the size differences are pretty big, even though these were all born at the same time. So some seem to be getting more food than others, like a lot more. That, or I mean, maybe some of these guys are runts or something, but yeah, definitely got to move these guys on. Down here in this shrimp and loach tank. Let's see, can I see any of... I had some emerald dwarf raspberries in here. They're always hiding, and I haven't even had them that long, but I had noticed they had already laid some eggs that hatched, because I saw 2 or 3 fry in here, but they don't seem to be out right now, so let's move it on. Down here, this tank has way too much going on in it. As you can see, I've been pulling guppies and angels out, mostly guppies, because the guppies are just out of control. They breed constantly, and this is where I moved. Get the lighting a bit better. I also need to get rid of some of these plants, but got some angels, and let's see, these guys are from my first batch from my angels, but some of these are also from a friend of mine. Gave me a few from his batch. We've been trading some back and forth, but these striped ones are definitely mine. The speckled, kind of the marbled ones, are from him. But yeah, more cobra guppies than I know what to do with. Moving on, over here in my little dwarf rainbow tank, got my friccata rainbows, forktail rainbows. I also recently got these guys, blanking on the name of them right now, starts with an M, but the forkata have been laying eggs, because there are some little fry. That guy's kind of bigger, but there were some smaller fry in here I found the other day. I gotta put this tank back in order. I kind of tore it up while cleaning and looking for fry and making sure they were all fed. Over here, with also, normally these all have sponge filters running and everything, but for sound I cut it all off. Over here I've got my panda guppies. These guys, I started off with a trio, and I stuck them in this little tiny tank as a temporary holding tank, and I figured there's no way they're gonna breed in here. Like, I mean, I figured they'd breed because they're guppies, but I didn't think that anything would survive, that it would be so small that they'd eat all the fry. But apparently I was wrong, because there's definitely more than 3 guppies in here. From my last video, there's the happy couple getting along well. Over here, my least killies, which are always breeding. There's always tons of fry, tons of them, definitely. And this was, I have a trio of koi guppies, and I had them for a couple months, and they never spawned. I don't know if the male is infertile or what, but at an auction I got this male Japanese guppy that, I can't remember the exact name, but it's a type of Japanese guppy. I had him with 2 females, but something went wrong, and the 2 females something was wrong with them by the time I got home, and they didn't last at all. So I thought maybe I'd stick them in here and see if maybe they'd crossbreed, since they're so similar, and maybe come out with something interesting. And nothing's happened over the last month, but this female looks like she's about to explode. So I'm thinking finally something happened. And yeah. And moving on to the last tank that has fry in it, my purple Moscows. After having so many babies come out as female, luckily a few have come out as male, so I don't just have the one male. There's 3 or 4 in here now, and there's still some new fry popping up all the time. So I think it's about time that I harvest some of these guys and some of the pandas, and definitely a ton of the cobra guppies, and go ahead and sell them along with probably some of my angels. But hopefully you like that. Tried to keep this short, but it looks like it got pretty long because I have a lot of tanks and a lot of babies, and Dasher won't leave me alone. He wants attention. But I hope you guys enjoy this quick update, or not so quick update. I'll see you guys soon. I almost completely forgot about my newest fry. These little guys popped out. My breeding pair of angels that had all the other fry that I've been showing you. They laid, just before I moved them out of this tank, they laid some more eggs. Oh, there's a wild type. These guys have been pretty rambunctious. I don't know what's up with them. But they had laid another set of eggs, and some fish kind of made them nervous, and they were looking like they were going to start eating the eggs. So I went ahead and siphoned a bunch of them out of there, and a lot of them started turning white right away. So I thought the male hadn't fertilized them, and I was about to toss them, and I thought I'd give them an extra day, and then bam, got a bunch of wigglers. So luckily these guys have been doing pretty well, and they just popped out a few hours ago from being wigglers, and now they're getting their first free swim on. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.